I didn't do any intro shit. Did you play the intro? Oh, I'm talking right now as the intro's playing. So everybody hears me right now. It doesn't really matter.
I can do a stinger.
Is that me? I'm talking right now with the intro. So everybody hears me.
Our intro just played twice. Oh well, whatever.
That's all right.
You know,
but we're here.
We are here.
We're here, everybody. What is going on?
Yeah.
Where's our chat room? Because that's when I know we're officially live, even though I know we're live.
There it is, right there. Eventually.
Oh, there it is. The internet running pretty good, or what? Does it seem to be smooth?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could knock down some devices to make it help out.
No, I think we're right though.
Okay.
I think we're good.
So what's up, everybody? How's it going? Thanks for being here. We have, as you can see, all set up in his pretty little studio that we don't have and we aspire for. The man, Dave Solo, is here with us tonight. Golf clap.
What's going on, everybody?
Thanks for being here. We had a little hiatus there with the holiday and everything like that. Everybody in the chat, and I don't know if you pulled up the live chat on YouTube or not, but if you want, you could probably do that, and you'll be able to see everybody saying hello to you and blah, blah, blah.
Wow, all right.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Plus, you'll see everything else that they talk about during the show.
Can't wait. Just want to point out, too, everybody watching, that I'm the only one representing this podcast tonight.
Well, Brian's got it.
My thing is blocking your shirt, in all fairness.
Okay.
I went with the Walking Deadpool just because.
Oh, yeah. Boy, do I love seeing Walking Dead stuff. Good call, though.
Do you want me to go change?
No, man. If you get your shirt off, it's going to attention to the two of us.
Wait a minute. But I could go, but I would leave and do it. I wouldn't do it here.
Nah, it's all good, man. Sorry. I just had to bust your balls, and I appreciate the shirt.
I'm a huge Deadpool fan, so that's,
Right.
So, Dave, give us a little something. Introduce yourself to everybody who has maybe not been able to interact with you when at Walker Stalker or listen to your podcast on Walker Nation or the Pop 10 or anything like that. So, who's Dave Solo, man? Who are you?
It's getting philosophical.
What is life?
I'm the son of an immigrant. I really am. But
Aren't we all?
I'm just a guy. I'm a guy who started off this crazy journey in this crazy world with podcast and a media pass, and that's all I had. And from there, I began podcasting Walker Nation over 4 years ago, which is a horror podcast. And Walker Nation is an LLC. It's a horror multimedia company, so that means podcast, YouTube channel, website, merch, convention coverage, all that stuff. And that just ballooned into the convention world. Walker Stalker, we were fortunate enough to be accepted as media by Guth, Michael Guthis, my boy, in the third show ever in Boston. And we just met some people, and, you network, things happen, and before you know it, boom, I'm on the stage, and eventually became the voice of FanFest. And I did that for years, man, all over the globe, and didn't necessarily want to be pigeonholed as the horror guy or the Walking Dead guy, so I started the Pop 10 with the original intent of my co-host now, Allison, who has been with me for about 6 or 7 months. The intent was to have her there, but some things happened, and I had some celebrity guest co-hosts like Joey Fatone from NSYNC, yep. Ming Chen from Comic Book Men, Matthew Lewis, who plays Neville in Harry Potter. Yep. So it's been a hell of a journey, and I'm to this day I'm just a guy with a podcast, man. Podcast, a voice, and some Death Wish coffee. Cheap plug.
Dave's gonna plug a little Death Wish coffee because they're official
That's
sponsor.
Got paid the bills.
So and it's perfectly fine. We'll let it fly, just at one time. No, I'm just kidding.
Absolutely.
We officially.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I wanted to do something exclusively for you tonight. There's something I wanted to announce for the first time ever, exclusively on your show. I want to save it for your show, and that is I'm starting a new venture. I can't get too deep into it. It's got nothing to do with conventions or Universal or Walking Dead. I'm going to start a new venture. I'm going to start a new company that is going to welcome all kinds of content creators. So anybody out there who's ever wanted to create content, I'm going to start something new very, very soon, so everybody will be able to be under a safe umbrella, under a professional umbrella, and we can get people that just want to create content out of their garage, out of their basement, out of their friend's house, at conventions, and just make it a safe, fun way to do it. So that's going to be happening soon, but I want to save that for your show.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome, dude.
That's
Thank you.
awesome. Then, I mean, maybe we can come and create some content.
I would love to. Yeah, no, I would love to work with you guys and have you guys under the umbrella. Absolutely, 100%.
Under the umbrella.
I like that.
I like that. As in,
Umbrella Corp?
Resident Evil.
Sorry.
You got it. Good job.
Now we're talking my kind of
Speaking
talk.
of,
Right.
Did you see there was a healthcare facility somewhere in some Asian country, and their logo looks suspiciously close to Umbrella?
Is it?
Yeah, and someone's like, I wouldn't name a healthcare facility. I wouldn't make their logo look like that.
Yeah. Well, it's over there, so that's okay. Let it stay over there. Thomas wants to know video content. Would it be video content as well?
He's not allowed to put anything up there, but
that's what I figured.
It can be anything, man. Because the funny thing is, all of this before even a podcast, I'm a writer by trade, so I write. So I write blogs. That's how I got involved with Universal. I started writing for them.
Okay.
So I'm a writer, which is hilarious. So and it turned into this, but it's going to be anything. You want to blog, you want to vlog, video content, podcast content. You want to create music and put it on SoundCloud. Maybe you're an up and coming artist like my nephew who does a theme song for Walker Nation. It's going to be. I just want it to be a place for everybody to feel comfortable, to create and help each other and have a good time.
That's really cool, man.
That's such an awesome idea, honestly.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
And I mean, also, I'd like to say thank you to you because this is your first actual gig or interview you've done since you stepped away from Walker Stalker and FanFest. So
yeah, man, it's like I fell off the face of the earth. I took I don't do many of these things because I don't. This business is an interesting business where trust it can mean 18 different things in this business.
Yeah.
So I try to stay away from things that that don't feel right. You guys have always been cool to me, and I don't. Again, I've been enjoying being off of a stage and on the spotlight and behind the scenes of stuff. It's been really cool, but this is fun too.
Yeah, and I mean, so for everybody watching, I mean, our very first Walker Stalker was in New Jersey.
Yep. Back last year.
Yeah, we were there just hanging out on vendor passes with Oscar, and Oscar's like, yo, man, he's like, go talk to Dave. He's like, just go say hi. Just go talk to him. And I'm like, and literally,
you can't do that.
And I'm like, you have no idea how nervous I was because I'm watching you see from what we do, and I'm watching you on stage and seeing what you do, man. And I was literally just like, that's the dream, for me right now. Like, that's my next. That's like just what I want it to be, Whether it's even on a couch in front of the Mac or whatever, but. And I'm watching you, and I'm watching how things operate, and the music, and the interaction with everybody, and I was in love, man. I was like, this is amazing. I was like, this is exactly what, everything I've been dreaming of, And I walk up to you, and, basically, I got your attention. You come, and it was immediately like, dude, you were so just easy, man, to talk to. Like, you came up, and it was just like immediate, like, hey, what's up, man? What can I do for you? I'm like, shirts, can you throw them out for me? And you're like, yeah, bro, give me everything you got. And I was just like, oh, okay, it's cool. All right, cool. I've always been very tentative on, like, feeling like I'm stepping on somebody's, I'm stepping on someone's toes, like, so it's like, this is your show, this is your thing. I don't want to walk up, hey, man, you throw my shirts, stuff like that. So I was just kind of like, really like, oh, all right, he's cool. So
yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
And if that's the dream, then I think they have a job opening, but But if it's my motto. One of my mottos in life, I think, has always been pretty simple, and that's treat people like people.
Yeah.
If somebody approaches me, like an asshole, that's what you're going to get in return. And I've always prided myself in this and my real job, because I still keep a day job because security is important, kids. It's be careful of how you interact with people. because you never know. You could be sitting in front of that person in a job interview in a year or 10 years. You don't know that. But just treat people like people. Try to be a good person. And I've always prided myself, to my original point, on being the people's champ.
Yeah.
Like I don't care about politics, and I have been unpopular in a lot of circles because I'm not obsessed with politics or worry about how I look.
Right.
I just want to be the people's champ. I want the people that are there to have a good time. And whether you're there with a vendor badge, and if you're already with somebody who I'm cool with, like Oscar, that automatically for me, I'm like, all right, this person's already cool. It's going to be up to them to make themselves uncool.
Right.
But everybody there, you look at those shows. There are families that save up all year when they're coming back, or they're coming back to their city. There are people that I've had jobs, man, where I'm the paycheck to paycheck, and these kids are paying $100 to get a Norman Reedus autograph for their daughter because it's her birthday. Yeah. So those people deserve the best of you, regardless of what you did all night the night before or the week before. Yeah. Those people deserve the best, and everybody deserves a shot.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And if you're cool and genuine like you guys, then you deserve as many shots as I could possibly give you.
Yeah. And like that was the thing too, because follow up on that, we don't see you again until Chicago, which ended up being your last show.
Yeah.
And seeing you there once again, and it was just like, hey man, what's going on? And it was just like, yo. And I mean, obviously since then we had followed each other on social media, and we have talked, and whatever, this and that. I always like to see like what's going on, what you got going on, and everything like that. Because now social media allows free stalking, so it's just like, hey, what's Dave doing? You know what I mean? So
yeah. True.
That's pretty much what social media is boiled down to, is legal stalking. So
yeah.
So to be able to like come up to you and be like, oh, what's up, man? And it's just, and then for you to take it another step further for us and to like invite Vanessa up on stage to do video and throw out more shirts, get the crowd to say beast mode. I was just like, this guy is so genuinely golden, it's unreal. And that's like what we try to do. We always try to extend the hand, and it's like you're saying, extend the hand, treat people the way you want to be treated, and come off the way that you want someone to come off back to you, and it's just like, and that. And like, not for nothing, but Chicago, I felt like shit. I was sick as a dog, and that was like just like one of the best highlights I could ever have, man. And
that's awesome, bro.
I'll thank you for that moment for a long time.
Nah, man, it's it's the least I could do. And like I said, if I'm cool with you, I'm a hugger, so watch out. If I'm cool with you, you're getting hugged.
It's all right. Hugging's cool.
But it's people. Yeah, I know what it's like to be, where you're at, and not that. I mean, you've had some better guests than even I had. Like you had Garrett Dillahunt on here, and that blew my mind. I was like, "Holy shit," Garrett Dillahunt. But I remember being hungry, I guess, for lack of a better word. Not that I'm not now, but now it's like I get to eat, fairly often. Right. But I remember being so hungry, and praying that Chris Sarandon will say you're listening to Walker Nation, or I remember being there, and it's a weird place. So if I can just be a person to make it easier for somebody, I'm down with that. And I knew I was leaving too, so I'm like, I gotta get in all the shit I can get in now. That I love.
Yeah. And I mean, like, not for the way, you were wearing one of the coolest coats I've ever seen too, with the Joker on the back.
Oh, Rob Pryor. Yeah.
And I mean,
that
was one of the coolest coats I've ever seen. And I was like, I think Vanessa took a snapshot of me, and you were talking to somebody, and I snuck up behind you, and I went, and I'm pointing at your coat, and the Joker, because the Joker's face is on it, on the back of it, and I'm like that, and I
send that to me. I need to see that.
I'm gonna have her.
But yeah, that jacket, I love. If anybody follow me in Walker Stalker, I try to never really wear the same blazer twice. I love blazers. I love jackets, and that's one of my favorite jackets. And I did a panel with Rob, and he painted. And after the panel, he hugged me and got paint on my jacket. And he was like, "Oh man, oh my God, that's not going to come off. I'm sorry. Like, do you need new? Like, we can get you a new jacket." I'm like, "Dude, you're Rob Pryor."
Yeah.
I was like, "You just need to make this better."
Right.
And I went to the booth, and he banged it out, and that became my that became one that I would wear over and over. That became my Heroes and Villains jacket, and it's dope, man.
Oh, dude, I don't know. Did you see it, Ryan? Did you? I don't know if you got.
I don't think I saw it,
but I'll show it. I'll dig up that picture too, and I'll get it to you. So, obviously, the people have some questions for you.
Let's do this.
So I'm going to start rifling through some questions and see what's got. Thomas also mentioned in here that it's National Tattoo Day. What did he say? It's National Tattoo Day something. I want to make sure.
What's your favorite tattoo?
What's your favorite tattoo that you have?
Yeah, people know you can't choose a favorite tattoo. It's like choosing a favorite kid. You can't. There are different tattoos, and those people that have tattoos, it reflects a time in your life or an experience or something you were like super into at the time. Some are memorial tattoos. I have tattoos with my kids. I would say, right now, the Kong tattoo that I got for the Universal video, the adult Universal video that's up, is one of my favorites. I think, if I got to pick one right now that's recent, that doesn't, negate anything else, I had my artist, Amanda Rachels. There's a plug for Amanda Rachels from Inverse Press. All the artwork you've seen for the Pop 10 and for Walker Nation, it's Amanda.
Okay.
And she did an original drawing for me of baby Chewbacca holding a little tiny toy Millennium Falcon, and that's on my leg. So
that's sweet.
Very nice.
I'm going with that one.
Very nice.
Chewy, full Chewy.
Yes. There you go. All right, so there you go. Favorite tattoo right now for Dave.
Yeah. Is that it for Thomas's airtime too? Can we put a cap on it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
he's
done.
done.
We're done.
Yeah,
We're done.
We're done with him. All right, cool.
Period.
Let me drink more Death Wish coffee. Best coffee on earth.
Thomas is allowed one social interaction every podcast, and then after that, we cut it off.
That was it.
He gets way more time on my podcast too, so let's just get
Oh,
be done with it.
he's stealing time now. He's stealing airtime.
Yeah, we're doing it now. We're doing it now.
Yeah, we're giving you credit still, Thomas. All right.
Next.
Jeannie and Nick from Texas. They want to know: is there one person that you were ever really excited to interview? Who was your your favorite person or someone that you were super excited that you got a chance to talk to?
Yeah, favorite is another word that I can't use when interviewing people. I don't fanboy out much, and I didn't, because once you do it, it becomes work, and you know that when you approach I'm probably gonna get in trouble for this shit or whatever. You know that when you approach a celebrity, you're gonna get one of a few things. You're gonna get somebody who it's a measuring contest right away, and they think that they're the center of the universe, and you're there to look at them and to get a picture and love them, even though it's not the case. You're gonna get people who are very professional, and it's just very professional. What are you going to ask me? What are we going to go over? Clark Gregg comes to mind. Agent Coulson. When I did a panel with him, one of those guys, just very cool but very professional.
Yep.
And then you're going to get people on the other end who are just like friendly, super amazing people. Everybody from Gotham comes to mind. Drew Powell, Robin Lord Taylor, David Bazuz, Sean Pertwee is pretty much Spaghetti Monster's gift to all of us. But I fanboyed out hardcore over David Morrissey, who was the governor.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, absolutely.
That was crazy. Bruce Campbell, interviewing Bruce Campbell was fun. I would say I loved Oz, which just celebrated its 21st anniversary, by the way. The first hour-long series on cable television, drama series. And I just interviewed Harold Perrineau and Kirk Acevedo, who played Alvarez. That just happened in Chicago, that last show.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is Alvarez doing right now? Why do you not own this character? So, but I gotta say the number one in my mind that totally just blew me away, freaked me out, and was Elvira, Cassandra Peterson. Elvira is life. So for me, she's life, man, and she is the sweetest human ever. And I love her because she's so business savvy, man. She has fought tooth and nail to get the rights to Elvira. She owns all of that.
Really?
And she has had some cool experiences, man. She went on a date with Elvis. And, look at her. She's Elvira. So that's my number one.
Growing up, I always used to look forward to, she'd have, her own little horror series on TV that she would be, the host of and stuff like that. Yeah. And it was really cool. All right, so here's a follow-up to that from Tiffany, pretty much.
Yeah. What up, Tiffany?
Yes, Tiffy Tiff.
Tiffy Tiff.
Yeah. She goes, she wants to know, who did you interview that ended up being totally different than you expected they would be?
How long was this show?
You got 30 seconds to answer this. Go. Rapid fire.
I would say, there's a lot of them. It's everybody you interview is different in some way than you think they would be. Yeah. I would say Tobin Bell, one of the most soft-spoken guys, just a sweetheart of a guy. I got a funny story about that if you want that one.
Sure. We like funny.
Walker Stalker Atlanta last year, biggest show of the year, over 70 actors. I'm upstairs in the big ballroom, seats 5,000. We're waiting for Jeffrey Dean Morgan because I intro Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I do a big intro, get the crowd pumped. So we're there, and I'm supposed to interview Tobin Bell at Walker Stalker live downstairs. Time's getting closer and closer and closer. No JDM, no JDM, no JDM. We're 5 minutes away from my Tobin Bell interview. I'm like, can you please get word to Tobin Bell that I'm going to be late? And this is, I mean, I'm about to tell Jigsaw that you're going to have to wait. So we're getting there. The time hits, no JDM. I mean, we're 10 minutes post. JDM comes up in the service elevator. It's on YouTube. They cut it off of the actual panel when FanFest just put it up, but it's on YouTube. I run up there. I do my JDM intro. As soon as he grabs the mic, you see me book it. I go into a utility elevator. Corey's waiting with a golf cart. I get on a golf cart, fly to the stage, and there's Tobin. I fly to the live stage. I walk in the back. There's Tobin Bell sitting there. And I'm like, Mr. Bell, I'm Dave Sobel. I'm so sorry to keep you waiting. And he's just sitting there looking at me. And I go, here we go. And he just says, that's all right, young man. How are you? Are you doing okay? You need another minute. And I'm like, this is the best guy of all time. So, yeah, he was so different. Bruce Campbell. You know, I was worried because when you interview people, you have those people that want to take shots at you. You have those people that want to play straight. You have the people that are, what is this? What are we doing? What are you asking me? What is this?
Right.
And then you have, every now and then, you have somebody who will set you up for jokes. They'll let you get stuff in. And I never in a million years imagined Bruce Campbell would be that dude, and he turned out to be that guy. Would just set me up for jokes and let me kill it. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm trying to think. And I'm trying to keep everything positive because I've had some negative interactions up there too, and I'm not going to name any names because I'll never work in the business again. But there's a couple people, one or two. I mean, it's no secret that Michael Rooker and I have had our battles over the years. Him pulling my hair on stage and stuff like that. But
he is a wild dude.
He's
just wild.
You know, he's an interesting guy, and I love his portrayal of Yondu.
Yeah.
You know, and it was funny too because last year I saw him at New York Comic Con back in October, and he was the same person that he was when I saw him in Jersey and when I saw him in Chicago, and he was running all over the place and he's signing autographs on people's foreheads, on their clothes, and I'm like. And he's taking things, throwing it at people that are like.
He
trying
threw
to
a chair in Jersey over next to Scott Wilson.
Yeah, he'll do that.
Yeah,
he'll do that. And it's crazy too because you know his people, Juliet and Jim, they're the nicest human beings on the earth, and they're so cool. And that's usually how it goes. But a funny Michael Rooker tidbit too. I have another Rob Pryor piece. I have a Joker hanging in my living room from Rob Pryor, about 4 feet by 4 feet. I got another piece, Venom, that he did, and we were doing a panel, and Rooker came out of nowhere, crashed it, painted a little bit on the painting, and signed it. So that one's actually at the frame shop right now getting framed.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a weird-ass life, man.
Yeah. Hey, it's okay. Weird's good. I like weird. I enjoy weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, depends on the day. That was Tiffy, right? Thank you for your question, Tiffy.
I have one from Francine. She wants to know, of all the cities that you've visited, which one has been like your love the most? That's hard.
Well, I mean,
city offers something so different. You know.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I love Boston because that's where I'm from. I love Orlando because Orlando could be, next to Boston or right up there, my favorite city in the country for so many reasons. I love the people in Orlando too. Other than all that, I don't know, man. I didn't enjoy Denver. No offense, Denver. We were in a cow rodeo thing.
Yeah. That's their niche,
Yeah. Normally when you're doing panels, you smell funky stuff and you have no explanation, but we had the explanation for this one at least. I gotta go London.
Okay. Yeah.
It's it's New York City, except you feel almost safe.
Right. And it's probably a little bit cleaner, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can walk down the street at night in London and be like, I'm not seeing a ton of homeless people. And it's like, that person may not stab me. Whereas New York City, some places, like the places that Thomas hangs out, you're going to scratch your head a little bit.
Have you seen him?
Yeah, he's...
He has a Spillman shirt on. You can spot him from a mile away.
Yeah, exactly. Thomas Spillman should be his full name.
Bravo, sir. Bravo.
Well played.
So what? Oh, Thomas is fluffing you up in the chat.
No more time. No more time. We're done.
Well, I got two questions. I got a question from him. Do you want me to go to it?
From Thomas?
Yeah.
If this is crazy, I swear I'm going to New York City.
It's about
this weekend.
It's about sandwiches.
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay. He says, since you've been rating The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead based upon whether it's a good sandwich or a bad sandwich, what is Dave Solo's favorite real-life sandwich?
It's a good question. And for the record, I was never rating Walking Dead episodes by sandwiches. I said it once for the premiere, and then James Frazier took it and ran with it. And what James says goes most times, so I'm just like, yeah, that sounds good. My favorite sandwich. I know people that know me right now are probably screaming at their computers, like, "This is what you like, Dave." You know what? I like a good pastrami, and it's tough to find a real decent pastrami.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
But when you find one, you buy another one to take with you for later.
Yeah. Now, do you do like a hot pastrami, or do you do like I've seen some people do? I can't do cold pastrami, but
I always prefer hot.
Yeah,
toasted bun.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Butter, right? Butter soaked bun kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Toasted.
Give me some provolone on there too.
See,
we're in shape.
All right.
Yeah, bro.
I like it. Yeah. I like it a lot. That's good. All right. So, questions from Linda. Linda's our Francie person.
Nice, a Francie person.
Yeah, she's from France. And
congratulations to
France.
By the way, yes. The boys.
Yeah, they just won the World Cup. So there you go, France.
Good job, France.
It's a win for you guys. She wants to know, it's about your last name, Dave.
Yeah, let's do this.
She wants to know, is Solo your real last name, or is it a nickname because you were a fan of Star Wars?
Okay. I love Star Wars.
Yeah.
I got the Chewbacca tattoo.
And you went and saw Solo.
What's that?
You went and saw Solo, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen Solo yet.
You haven't seen Solo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, it's one of those things where I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid to actually do it. Like when we did the Frankenstein podcast on my show, who's like my favorite monster of all time, you're almost afraid because if it doesn't live up to what you want it to be, your life is ruined.
And I haven't heard
what's the question? My last name. So my last name is not from Star Wars, and my last name Solo is not my legal last name on my driver's license, but it is the first part of my last name, so it's not just made up.
Okay.
But it is the first part of my last name.
So you do what a lot of people do. You shorten it up and you make it more entertaining.
And people, well, no, that's not how I do it.
Oh, yeah?
People, and that's a huge misconception, is like people are like, well, you need a stage name, Dave. It's like, man, it's not about a stage name. It's a tribute to my dad, who's still alive, so it's kind of like a living tribute, so that's good. Dad, if you're watching, I'm glad that you're alive. But my dad is from Guatemala and came to this country when he was 17, and self-made guy. And he to get the foot in the door and to make it easier, shortened his last name and said his name was Victor Solo. Okay. So if anything, it was more of a tribute to my dad than anything.
The frames.
It's been doing that.
Yeah.
The entire time.
I don't know. I just noticed it.
Oh yeah, no. They can still hear
everything. Are we not recording or something?
No. Could you imagine? Dave, we need to restart.
That was all for nothing.
We need to restart.
I mean, it would be a good and a bad, because then we could just cut out all the Thomas references.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah.
I just want
He's still being mentioned. It's not fault.
So real quick for everybody watching, is everything playing normal for you guys? Is our bit rate good?
They're able to hear him completely fine. It's just for some reason, the video that they're getting is just kind of like, I don't know.
What's this?
It hasn't happened to us before.
Is this set all right? And
it's as far as our normal stuff. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Just as long as you guys are seeing everything, that's all that matters.
You're breaking the internet, man. You get your biggest guest ever. You're breaking the internet.
We're up there, Dave. We're up there.
Yeah.
Right?
We are.
Garrett who? Cooper who? Just kidding, guys. But Cooper, I love you. I know you. I don't know you, Garrett, but I would like that. But not in that way. That was kind of creepy.
You winked at him. That was a little weird, Dave.
Let me tell you,
he's an amazing actor.
Look, if he'll respond to a message from me on Instagram, I'm pretty sure he's going to respond to you. And you could probably just get his people and be like, hey,
right.
I'm Dave Solo.
Where I have to sit there and time it. Are they online right now? Go!
Did guy number 2 just do a Dave Solo impersonation right in front of my face? This guy over here.
This guy?
Here.
You want me to smack him?
Yeah. What's your name again? What's his name?
Ryan.
Wow, really?
This guy?
What?
Oh, Pookie?
Yeah.
This is Pookie.
Pookie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Ryan.
Pookie just do a Dave Solo impersonation and go, "Oh, I'm Dave Solo."
This is well, everyone knows him as Pookie, but yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted you to call him Pookie.
Oh, all right. See, he's beast mode Pookie.
That hurt, Dave. That hurt.
All right. So Lyndon's got 1, 2. Oh, she's got a lot of questions. All right. Next
Let's
question.
keep going. Let's wrap. Let's do this.
What
I got nothing to do.
What is your theory about the helicopter that we see on the new poster promo for The Walking Dead season 9?
And we know how Dave loves Walking Dead questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. My theory for the helicopter. Don't care. Next question. No, I'm kidding. It's got to be Georgie and the New World Order.
Yeah.
And I'm buying into the theory right now that I saw online that this whole season it could be that New World Order captures Rick. That's how Andrew Lincoln leaves the show. And then we spend the rest of the season looking for Rick.
But they never find him.
Yeah, because he's not there.
Yeah.
And then the show gets canceled and they never have to answer it.
And look, while we're at it, the show's end is coming so soon. You got Rick stepping away, and then Maggie stepping away.
Right.
I mean, once you lose Lauren and Andrew, and then I heard now that Denai's going to be leaving because she just lined up another, God, I don't even know how many movies and shows.
But Denai also does Broadway, too.
She does Broadway. So, listen, guys, look yourselves, go to your mirror, look yourself in the mirror and say this right now. I'll be okay when The Walking Dead ends because Fear is a lot better. Can we do that?
Fear has been better.
Yeah.
Look, the hit thing about The Walking Dead, I love The Walking Dead, and I've said it on my show. It's like pizza. Even when it's bad, it's good. And I mean, dare I say that Walker Nation would even exist if it wasn't for The Walking Dead. So you got to understand these people have dedicated almost 10 years of their lives. Andrew Lincoln has been away from his kids in the UK for almost 10 years of his life. Enough is enough in that regard. Yeah. The cool thing about The Walking Dead is it's a big universe, and Fear has taught us that we can love The Walking Dead. And it doesn't have to be Andrew Lincoln and Denai Guerrera and Norman Reedus. It doesn't have to be that. Yep. So let's give us a decent ending to this story. Yeah. Yep. And it's not a mean thing. It's not an anger thing. It's like, let's just get an ending to this, and let's go see what other people are doing. That's all. That's all I want to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Got a couple questions about the mask in the background. Christy wanted to know if she saw the Jason mask. It was earlier.
Yeah.
And she wanted to know if you've ever interviewed
Kane Hodder.
I've interviewed Kane Hodder quite a few times. And my daughter, by the way, made this.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. My daughter is unbelievably talented. She's an artist. My daughter, Raina, she made this. So I didn't buy that in the store. I take it off, but I might ruin a bunch of stuff. Here we go. I'm taking it off. So I put it on the camera, so you can see her craftsmanship. So,
very nice. Yeah,
she makes her stuff. What was the question? Kane Hodder. I've interviewed Kane Hodder quite a few times. He's a good guy, strong guy. He's a good guy.
Very nice. And then we have another one about a mask, right?
Is that an orphan black mask?
An orphan black mask behind you somewhere?
Well, over here?
Yeah.
No, that is a Wyatt family.
Oh, that's
Eric
right.
Rowan.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
That's Eric Rowan. I'm a big wrestling guy, obviously. If you've seen my show or you listen to my show with DDP and Cody and all that stuff.
Oh, if we ever end up in Jersey, Francine says if you want a great pastrami sandwich, go to Harold's in New Jersey.
Cool. I'm gonna be in New Jersey, and I'm gonna be in New York soon, but maybe it'll be worth a trip to New Jersey.
There you go. Hit up Harold's. Another question from Linda. She wants to know, she saw something about you working with Orlando. I guess her question is, what do you have going on with Orlando right now? Can you talk about that?
The entire city of Orlando?
It says Universal Orlando. Resort, sorry.
What do I get going on with Universal right now? That is the question, right? The good news is, if you follow my stuff, the adulting video premiered in June. Yep. And that was actually shot a while ago, but that adulting video just came out. So if you go to Universal Orlando Resort, but if you go to the Universal Orlando YouTube channel, because that's what it's called, you go to their Facebooks, it's on there.
Okay.
I did that with them.
Yes.
I did the Halloween Hornets video last year. I did the video where I wrote Dr. Doom's Fearfall. So we're going to continue to work together in that capacity where I'm going to help create content. I'm going to be writing for the blog, which is the official Universal Orlando blog. It's a great place to get awesome information. The creators of Halloween Horror Nights, Patrick, Charles, they blog up there. There are other bloggers like me up there. Great stuff. So I'm going to continue the videos and the blogging. That's one thing. The big kahuna that I essentially walked away from FanFest and Walker Stalker to do, I really can't say that much about it. I would love to. All I can say is it's something new that they've never done. When it launches, you'll know. You won't be able to ignore it. You'll know.
Okay. Well, yeah. So when it launches, is that what you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
She said while you were there, what was your favorite attraction?
At Universal Orlando?
Yeah.
That's tough. I get this a lot too, and you can break it to categories, right? Like for favorite coaster is the Hulk, and favorite water ride is Dudley Do Right or whatever. But if I had to pick one, and I love Kong, man, I really love Kong.
Kong's pretty cool.
Back against the wall, if any ride has an iota over Kong, it's got to be the Mummy in Orlando.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, just a phenomenal ride.
I haven't been in such a long time, but I do remember Kong.
Gotta go, man.
Yeah. I do.
I really wanted to go to the Harry Potter world. I know it's predictable, but
you've never seen anything like it if you've never been there. And Butterbeer, they have Butterbeer ice cream in Diagon Alley.
I heard it was amazing.
It's unbelievable. I don't have words. Words can't describe it.
Well, I might actually be going for a few reasons. Not to Orlando, but to Florida. So I could possibly make a trip to Orlando if somebody wants to go with me. But
I hope Thomas isn't in that room, bro.
No, Thomas isn't here, but I swear to God.
Okay.
No. But actually, I'm not trying to talk about him, but Thomas does have an event that I might go to in February, which is in Tampa.
The Lucille Bash night.
He has the Lucille Bash. It's going to go on before the very last Walker Stalker cruise.
Yeah, man. Everybody should go. He throws a good party.
That's the last cruise?
That's the last one, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's going to be doing the bash on the bay there down in Tampa. But yeah, I'd like to go just to see all the new stuff and take it all in again because I haven't been in forever. And
it's amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah. I don't remember what they had when I was there, but it was. I think I was like 17 or 18.
Yeah, it's probably
bro, get on the YouTube channel. Watch my videos. They tell you some cool stuff. Show you some cool attractions. My video I just did was about adulting.
Yeah, I watched I think that's the one I saw. Which was like, I was like, what the hell is Dave doing in Orlando? Because you had made an announcement you were doing something new, and I was like, let me check this out. No? well, yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay.
It's good though, but I love that stuff.
On to the next one.
Yeah, on to the next one.
We're not going to drift into that direction. Another one from Linda says, about The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. Rick Grimes' adventure started with Morgan, and John Dory's adventure of Fear started the same way. According to you, is this a strategy or coincidence of the writers in relation to the leaving of Andrew Lincoln? So
no, I don't think so. I think it's purely coincidental, and I think what Fear has done well. John Dory, the character of John Dory, is a prime example of how it doesn't take an entire season to develop a character. You can make people love a character in one episode.
Yep.
And we did with Rick Grimes too. And I think they've kind of lost their way about that. Like little whiny savior guy. I don't even know his name. I don't even know his character's name.
Whiny.
And if you get him, you know what I'm talking about? The guy that
the one who's trying to hit on Maggie.
Yeah. And I guarantee that something's going to happen with those two. But that guy, I don't even know his character's name. I don't care. I knew John's name in the first couple minutes. So it just proves that you can develop a character. I don't think it has any coincidence, any kind of bearing at all whatsoever. Every now and then you catch a lightning bolt, and with that character, I think they have.
Yeah, and not for nothing, but Lenny James transition over. I love Lenny, man. I think he's done such an amazing job.
Guy.
Yeah, he's done such an amazing job. So good for him to everyone was like, oh, Lenny's leaving, he's gonna go over to Fear, and Fear is this and Fear is that. And now it's like I feel like Lenny's kind of like turning around, pointing and laughing at everybody. Like, are you...
Well, and it's none of their faults. That is Lenny going over there and Morgan on Fear is a perfect example of there aren't that many cooks in the kitchen, so you can have time to appreciate a character.
Yeah, right.
Walking Dead Prime, King Ezekiel and Jerry and Maggie and Michonne and Daryl and Rick and Whiny Savior guy. There's too much.
Yeah,
you know.
There's
too much. It's becoming Game of Thrones-esque, where there's 13 characters. Each character gets 3 minutes. You can't do an arc with 3 minutes.
Yep. And no character development. That's the biggest thing. You just can't.
I don't know Whiny Savior guy's name. I don't know his name.
I feel I don't either. Honestly.
And you know, I'll
and someone I think somebody already answered, but I'm like I don't even know.
Yeah.
You know, I'll forever say
all due respect.
They were developing Carl's character so well.
Mm-hmm.
Then they started introducing all these new characters,
Yep.
and they immediately stopped his character development and kind of made him. And it's no fault of Chandler's, but they made him this whiny little. I don't know, and they ruined his character, and he had so much potential, and they started ruining it.
Yeah, the whole Chandler situation is just. I saw his story arc die a long time ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, I really, and if you paid attention and you kept up on things, you knew that he was leaving one way or another at some point. So,
it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. You ever go to like a new restaurant and they give you the menu, and it's like Cheesecake Factory. It's like 25 pages long.
Yes.
It's like, how do you expect me to get an appreciation for all the ingredients in this thing when I have 25 pages to go through it? And not Chandler, but Carl, the character of Carl, fell victim to that.
Yeah,
That's all.
Yeah.
Not enough time.
It's a great way to put it, too. Because I hate
really
when that happens. I'm like, I really want a grilled chicken Caesar salad. You sit down at the menu, you're like, fuck. Sorry.
No,
my bad.
No, it's all good. No, I hear you. No, all due respect to Cheesecake Factory. I love cheesecake. Cheesecake, send me gift cards and stuff.
I mean, yeah. You got a mug? You want to...
I have no idea what you're talking about. That's wishcoffee.com.
That's like, I'll forever tell the story, but our boss, for his birthday, Chris got him this Oreo cheesecake from this Greek diner that's run by this Greek family that owns like 4 or 5 in our county.
It's huge.
And they're a huge chain. And they fresh make them every single day. And he got it for us, and we took what we thought would be a normal slice of cheesecake, and we got halfway through the slice, and we're like, "Oh my god, I'm dying! It's so thick."
It was some of the best damn cheesecake.
It was delicious, but it was like,
damn,
yeah, it's good stuff.
I need that in my life.
No, I want cheesecake.
Dave, you could always come to Dutchess County, New York.
Well, calm down, man.
You frequent New York pretty often, right? I mean,
I do
pop in and out, but I know you're always busy. You got something set up or whatever. But
the day job.
Yeah, you got
damn set up.
You got something busier set up. You're working. But yeah, the one time you ever do come in, man, you got some spare time. Let us know. We'll jump on a train, come down.
Yeah,
we're not gonna go. We're definitely not gonna go see Thomas. That's for sure.
No. Good no.
We won't even tell him that we're in the city.
Yeah, we won't even let him know.
Yes.
We'll just send
so
him.
We're not going to go to Shake Shack.
Right. Yeah, sure. Right, yeah. Or Hell's Kitchen. We're not going there either.
Oh, yeah, good call.
All right, let's line up another one here. What do we got? We got one from Renee. It says, in your opinion, and I think we kind of already touched on this, but how would The Walking Dead survive? How, if you had an opinion on if it could survive, what would it be?
Yeah. In this iteration, because I think the universe is always going to survive, the Walking Dead universe. But in this iteration, how could it survive? I have a very hard time seeing how it will without Andrew Lincoln and without Carl. Because if the torch got passed to Carl, I could see that. We always thought it was going to be old man Carl.
Yeah.
How can it survive? That's a good question. Without Andrew Lincoln, no show lasts forever unless you're The Simpsons. But it's going to be difficult to see how it survives. But how can it easily? Tons and tons of people, hundreds of thousands, if not millions, will watch to see Norman Reedus. So how can it survive? make him front and center, which they're going to do anyway. So there's the answer.
Yeah, and I mean, I like Norman, but I don't think he's a lead guy. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But it'll survive because people will watch, because he's on.
Yeah. We have a question from Heather on, let's say, Hoagie Pop. Heather Hoagie Pop?
Yeah. She's a listener of Walker Nation.
All right. What are the plans for episode 200 of Walker Nation?
Thanks for the plug. The plans, it's funny, Christina and I were talking about this today. I think the plans are we're going to throw out topics out the window. I'm going to go, and this is all tentative, so please don't quote me. I think I'm going to throw all kind of structure out the window, except for hard news, because people love hard news. And open it up, do webinar style, and let the members of Walker Nation call us and just talk to us. And we'll talk about the last 200 episodes and what the journey's been like. I want to hear about people's favorite segments or people's favorite episodes, and just rap and see where it takes us.
And when's this happening?
After 199.
All right. So if you
I'm
want,
not good with the dates.
If you guys are following, you'll know. So go follow.
You guys will retweet it.
Of course we will.
Yeah.
But we do that for everybody. Another question from Renee says, your thoughts on the new Halloween movie that's coming out this year? What do you think about it?
I think it looks dope as hell.
The return of Jamie Lee, right? I mean, locked and loaded. Yeah. She's been traded.
To ignore everything else after one is hilarious. And big ups to them for that. Because if The Walking Dead had done that, I had said that I wouldn't have been offended this season if the very first thing we saw was Robert Kirkman in front of the screen going, look, they might have made a little mistake. Carl's alive.
Right.
Let's continue. I would have been like, fine, let's do this.
Yeah.
So I think Halloween's doing that. Halloween's going, shit, we killed Carl. Sorry, he's back alive.
Right.
And I think it looks absolutely phenomenal. I think the trailer is great. The gratuitous violence looks fantastic. That's Michael Myers. That is Michael Myers, man. Yeah. And the fact that John Carpenter was involved, that Jamie Lee Curtis is back, I think they have a recipe for success, and I cannot wait to see it.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I think if there's because when Halloween rolls around, and you always think about the movies that come out that time of year, you're just kind of like, well, this is going to probably be a little cornball or whatever. I think they're going to do. I think it's actually going to be a good movie for the genre type it is. So
sure, I agree.
Well, Renee also wants to know: Are you into Rob Zombie movies? Are you a fan of any of his work?
I love the Devil's Rejects. You got Lou Temple in there. You got Diamond Dallas Page, who's a friend of mine, in there.
Yep.
But a Rob Zombie movie to me, it's kind of like a. I'm trying not to insult people. It's kind of like one of those artists that every song sounds the same.
Right.
Kind of the feel I get with Rob Zombie movies. I didn't love his treatment of Halloween.
All right.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. It's very, hack and slash kind of, Yeah,
it's just the same people, and his wife's always in it and stuff. So I don't know. After a while, it got to me. But Dracula is a fantastic song.
Yes, it is. It's true. It's true. He does have some really good gym-inspiring music, which I've definitely lifted to a lot of his songs. So
I wouldn't know, man. I'll take your word for that.
You want to come to the gym with me or what? We can do this.
Dude, I do DDP yoga. I've been doing DDP yoga for over 5 years because I've had some surgeries and stuff. So I have some bad areas that I'm not going to mention because people will try to take them out in public. But I do DDP yoga. Yeah.
How do you like that? See, I feel like I definitely need some kind of reflexology stuff. I need to stretch and move.
Dude, DDP yoga is amazing. It's very low. It's low impact, high cardio, low impact. It stretches you out, makes you real flexible, which in turn helps you not pull muscles. Everybody can do it from super limited mobility all the way up to, he does an hour and a half live shows where you're doing Superman push-ups. So there's something for everybody, modifications, and DDP is just the man, and doing it with him is hilarious. The app, DDP Yoga now, is a phenomenal app. So anybody who wants to get something started, I highly recommend DDP Yoga. That's the way to go.
There you go. Keep plugging away, man. I like it.
Paige isn't even paying me. I just love it.
I'm gonna
my podcast.
I'm gonna tweet him and be like, "Yo, Dave Solo shouted you out.
Do it.
Come check us
Do
out."
He's a great guy.
So, Dave, I need to ask because I'm scrolling through the chat. That's why I'm just kind of focused. Heather said to ask you your thoughts on the new Ghostbusters remake.
That's not funny at all. This was the most verbally violent episode of Walker Nation podcast. We had gone to see the movie, and we podcasted right after, and it was just a bad scene, man. It was a rough. We put the horror news T-shirt we just released. We put it on there as one of the headlines because it's such a slippery slope, man. It's got nothing to do with an all-woman cast. I'm not that guy. My podcast, 2 out of 3 of the hosts are women. I love women, but for me, it wasn't defined what universe it was in. That was my biggest problem, because when you have a bust that looks like Harold Ramis and Egon Spengler, like, who is it? And then when you have the kid doing the graffiti in the subway with the logo, he would have known what the logo was. And so, what universe is in it? And then the post-credit scene is trying to make you believe that it's in the same universe. So, I don't want to get started again. I don't need my blood pressure going high, but it just wasn't. It wasn't good. It wasn't good.
So we're on the topic of the movies. So let's stay there. I like movies. The movies have been great. Obviously, you more Marvel, DC. What are you? Do you sway one way or the other?
I mean,
so to speak.
I'm gonna just put a hard stop on that one. All right, first. I'm a Marvel guy. If I have to classify myself, I'm a Marvel guy.
Okay.
DC, I think, has amazing villains and has the best villain of all time in the Joker. That's tough, but I mean, I'm a Marvel guy, and I think the Marvel movies. Just saw Ant-Man and Wasp with my kids, and I thought it was really good for what it is.
Yeah.
And Infinity War was absolutely phenomenal. So if you go into those movies and try to be Francis Ford Coppola, like, you're in the wrong place, man. Like, it's a bunch of grown people in suits with special effects. Like, you can't just sit back and enjoy that. Just, go see the Notebook for the 100th time or some shit. I don't know. But I love me some Marvel.
Yeah. I mean, we've spoken a lot about, the movies more than anything recently.
Yeah.
Everything that's going on in the Marvel universe and with DC, the comics and everything. But yeah, I mean, the way I described it is like what these movies have done has been able to, for me to like just kind of like dial back into my childhood and kind of relive, opening up the comics and seeing, seeing the things that like I was like, wow, I'd love to see this in a movie one day, and also I feel like it's been able to bring something back to the children of today who never cracked open a comic, because they're busy turning on their Xbox, or whatever, and the comic writers and the comic people who are making the comics still, I think it's rejuvenated that world in general, and it's just nice to see, kids crack open a comic, and be like, hey, what's this about? It's just stuff like that I feel like was missing for a real long time.
Yeah.
And now it's rejuvenating, and it's just nice to see again in like the public,
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think it's making everything better. If you think of this country, especially in like a post right after post 9/11 atmosphere, like shit was just dark all over the place, and it was tough to just enjoy these things. And to your point, man, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's just made things super cool and fun, And I'm anytime that happens, I'm down with it. DC movies, not so much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down with I'm waiting for Aquaman. I'm gonna give it one more try, giving it one more shot, and we'll just.
Man, you better save your $15, bro.
Oh,
and that's nothing against Jason Momoa because he's a great actor, and I loved him in Stargate Atlantis. He was phenomenal, and I followed him a lot after that. But I will forever say that Marvel makes the best movies. DC makes the best comics, in my opinion, and they make the best animated movies.
Hey, bro, you got Mark Hamill as a Joker. Like, what's better than that?
You know what I'm saying?
That's true. I mean, and I just read that Joaquin Phoenix is going to be playing the Joker in like in a different type of role.
They need to stop.
Yeah,
they need to stop. Just stop.
I don't know.
I honestly can't see Joaquin Phoenix as being the Joker. Maybe that's because the first time that I ever really recognized him as a person, he was playing Johnny Cash in Walk the Line.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not making that analogy. But yeah, I don't know. I can't see it.
Dude, look. Jack Nicholson was an older guy when he played the Joker.
Yeah.
Just put Mark Hamill on screen as the Joker. Let's just call it a day.
Yeah.
Do you watch?
United?
Do you watch the DC TV shows at all? Like Arrow, Flash?
I'm not contractually obligated to say yes anymore, so some of them.
Okay.
The casting is phenomenal. The casting director David Rappaport, he's been on the Pop 10. He's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
I think the casting is phenomenal, and I think The Flash was a great show. Legends was a good show as well. I'm really excited about the new Batgirl.
Yeah.
That looks really, really good too.
Yeah.
But I'm not a huge DC guy. I can't throw myself into those stories because I didn't grow up in love with them like I grew up in love with X-Men in Avengers and stuff.
The reason I bring that up is because Arrow tried to do it, and then Warner Brothers shot them down and said, you can't do that. They tried introducing their own Suicide Squad with Deadshot, with Harley Quinn, with Killer Croc, a couple other people. Yeah. And Warner Brothers stepped in and said, no, we're doing a Suicide Squad movie. You can't do that. So CW had to shut it down. And they actually, from what I had heard rumors of, they had intentions of introducing their own version of the Joker. And they couldn't do that. So their way around it was they cast Mark Hamill to play a DC comic book character who was like a knockoff Joker called the Trickster.
That's dope.
Yeah, and it was really cool because it was very Joker-esque, and a lot of people were like, well, he doesn't look like the Joker, so because DC has multiple universes, on Earth 2, they had their own version of the Trickster that Jay Garrick, the original Flash, was fighting, and he looked like the Joker. It was really cool. It was kind of like a way around it,
Yeah. I don't have enough brain cells left to keep up with the Earths and all that stuff.
Once you start talking about all that, I even get confused with the multiverse and all this other shit that they're talking about now. Time jumping.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
What else we got for questions that aren't DC?
Heather actually wanted to. She just asked a question. She goes, "How big of a deal is it to start Telltale's The Walking Dead for PS4 out of order?" Now, I don't know if you guys have played any of the Telltale games, but she went and bought the New Frontier, and I got to tell you this right now, Heather, you go it's like $20. Just go buy Season 1 and Season 2 and start there.
Yeah,
and then do 400 Days,
yep.
Michonne's story. It's not going to, just do it.
You got to start at the beginning.
Yeah.
And that's got to be one of the best video games of all time. The voice of Clementine, Melissa Hutchison, is one of my best friends in the world.
God.
She does all the voiceover stuff for Walker Nation and Top 10.
Really?
And yeah, she's one of the most phenomenal human beings I've ever met. She's been my best friend for almost 5 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
With Pop 10, what is your favorite Funko Pop?
There we go. Let's talk about the Pop 10. And the Pop 10, we do a lot of Funko Pop videos and stuff. Yep. It's obviously, what the Pop 10, we should probably explain what it is.
Sure. Let's
do
that.
Pop 10. Thank you. Is the podcast is monthly, and it's a top 10 pop culture countdown of the things that happened that month. And it's hosted by myself and Allison. And like last month, we talked about, it was a big day for music when Drake's new album and Gorillaz' new album dropped on the same day. We talked about the World Cup. We've talked about, gaming. We've talked about Nintendo Labo. We talk about viral category. We just had iridocyclitis. If you're a fan of that and that Vine, that kid in the spelling bee.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about Sweet Brown and Kazoo Kid. So it's pop culture. Pop 10 is all things pop culture. And we've done a lot of pop videos on the channel. I'm obsessed with Funko Pops. That is my obsession. That's what I collect. My favorite Funko Pop. I have like my Chernabog from Fantasia. I love that pop. I love my 11s from Stranger Things, man. I have all the 11s, and I love my 11s. I love my Jokers. I mean, I'm looking to my left at all my Jokers. So I love my Jokers. I pretty much have all of them. And right now, my Chewbacca's. Right now, I'm a big fan of the Saga Pops. So narrowing it down to one with a Funko Pop, we'd be here all night, bro. I can't. But collection-wise, I love my classic Universal Monsters and my 11s.
Okay. Yeah. All right. It's a good answer. Hey, that's solid.
I think my favorite one so far is the one I got from Pop in the Box. It's a company, and it was an exclusive to them, and I had to pre-order it. and it's actually Deadpool turning into Venompool, and it's half Deadpool, half Venompool. Yeah, that's very cool.
I'm not a Deadpool guy. I can't stop collecting those pops because it's slippery slope, man. Once you get one of a collection, you gotta keep going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you like the new Deadpool that came out?
I didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't see it?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not a
Deadpool fan.
Oh, okay. I think we're gonna lose connection. Hold on 1 second. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, all right, cool.
No. Come on. But he's on me. He's on me.
He looks phenomenal on you, man. I'm not a fan of I don't hate him. I mean,
No.
I just don't like the fourth wall stuff, and I don't like what's his face, Ryan
Reynolds.
Reynolds.
Right?
Reynolds,
Is that what you're talking about? Ryan Reynolds? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like him.
No. Is he too cheesy for you?
He's like what's her face? Jennifer Lawrence. It's just like, I'm kooky for the sake of being kooky, and like I'm just like you, and I'm relatable, but I'm so funny, and everything's a quip, and like
Yeah.
I want to make fun of Hugh Jackman. I'm like, I'm sorry, man, but Hugh Jackman could probably whoop your ass in real life.
Probably.
Like, homeboy could whoop your ass, act in anything, and sing and dance. Like, Hugh Jackman is a god amongst men.
All at once, it's true. Because, I mean...
Right?
Yeah. I mean, Hugh Jackman, that's a man, though. He's a man.
Right?
He's a man.
Yeah.
In a word,
yeah,
he's a man.
The dude is a man. Fucking played Wolverine.
Love it.
You got anything up here?
No, Blaine popped in.
Hey, what's
Hi,
up, Blaine? So we're saying hi to some saviors that popped on.
Cup saviors. We say hi to Lucille.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, that's the real deal. Insane Creations is another plug. Insane Creations.
It's a yeah. Is that
yeah? It's a company. They make them.
That was real.
That was real. Yeah. It's
oh boy.
This camera's gonna be kind of weird, but if you see like that is.
Oh yeah.
That's a bat, bro. That is Lucille. That is real barbed wire. That is a real bat. And that's Insane Creations is a company, NSANE. They'll make whatever from whatever color you want. They'll make one with the bullet hole in it from the show. When Rosita try to shoot them, they'll do anything. They're great.
That's crazy. All right.
Yeah, man.
Is that true? Thomas said that. I'm assuming when he says Hardwick, he means Chris.
What about it?
Voices Bane in the cartoon.
Huh? I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know that because they're talking about Mark Hamill and stuff, and then he said that Chris Hardwick voices Bane.
Interesting.
Right.
So you said you do the Pop 10 once a month?
Right now, yeah, the podcast is once a month. New content's up on the YouTube channel all the time.
Okay. So is that, I mean, that's something you put out, we could take and retweet and all that stuff for you and all that and everything?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So
And Pop 10 is everywhere now, too. I mean, everywhere, just like Walker Nation. Pop 10 and Walker Nation, both on Spotify now.
Okay.
Super excited about that.
Very nice. Now, if someone want to know, are you going to be, are you, even though you're done with Walker Stalker, I want to know if you're going to be in California at San Diego at the Comic-Con?
San Diego Comic-Con? No,
No.
I will not be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, no. Sorry.
That's as good.
Yeah, I'm sure.
What about New York Comic Con?
If I'm there, I'd be there as an attendee.
Yeah.
You know, I'm retired from conventions.
Yeah.
As of right now, anything could change, but
Fair enough.
if I'm there, I'm there as an attendee.
So is that, I mean, well, that's the thing. I mean, is that something you would be, so in the beginning before it all started, was it even something that you ever, like, really did in general? Would you, like, go to
Conventions?
Yeah.
No.
No, right? Yeah.
Nope. I was a writer.
Yeah.
And I was a podcaster, and I wanted to, expand the reach and the media for Walker Nation. So I was always into broadcasting. I had a local cable access show about pro wrestling when I was in high school, which wasn't very popular in the late '90s. But I always wanted to be a broadcaster, and so I was like, hey, let's see what this is all about. There was a local convention called TerrorCon in Providence, Rhode Island, and my buddy Scotty Too Hottie was there, so. Nice. I wanted to go say what's up, and I went to the convention. That was the first convention we ever covered, and it was like riding a bike. It felt good, and again, one thing leads to another. But conventions was never on the radar, man.
Yeah.
Can I just say how nonchalant you said Scotty Too Hottie?
My buddy.
Yeah, Scott's a good friend of mine. There's a video on the Walker Nation YouTube channel where 3 years ago, Scotty covered the Halloween Horror Nights media event with me. So go back and watch that video.
I will, absolutely.
All right.
I'm a big wrestling fan, so.
I was.
Wrestling is life.
I was. It's hard for me to. It's been hard for me to find someone to latch on to. Like
Well, these days, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I was huge into The Rock, Stone Cold,
Mhm.
like The Warrior, all those guys. Like, I love all
Yeah.
of them. They were easy to latch onto. And I try, man, I do. I try watching. I went to MSG a couple years ago.
I'm
like,
mostly
watched-
watching it right now for the Hardys because I grew up. They were my favorite
Yeah.
tag team, and they're back
Right.
in wrestling, and I like the storyline with Matt Hardy right now.
There's a guy in the Bullet Club named Marty Scurll. He's the villain. And you can see him in New Japan. You can see him in Ring of Honor. And he'll be in All In, their huge event in Chicago coming up at the end of August. That guy, he really feels old school wrestling. He's got a gimmick. He comes out in the big plague doctor mask and the umbrella.
Okay.
And he's a great worker, too. So I recommend him if you want to try to get back in it.
Yeah, I grew up. I mean, I'm sure just like a lot of us did, man. Like, my weekends were full of, cartoons in the morning, catching like a Godzilla movie, and then watching wrestling, all that stuff. Like,
Yep.
And the last person I really was drawn to when I was still big into wrestling was The Rock, and then John Cena, and then after that, John
Well,
Cena.
because you look
kinda-
like John Cena.
Dude, everywhere I go, I don't know why. Everyone's like,
Yeah.
everyone tell you look like John Cena. I'm like, no, I don't look like John Cena, but that's besides the point. Like, I don't have a torso that's not proportionate to my legs. Like, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here? No, one more from Tiffy. Tiffy wants to know where to go, Tiff. Where to go? Oh, have you ever wanted to be in a zombie show or movie or a horror movie? And if so, would you want to be the hero, villain, or hero, villain, zombie, and I'm not reading the last part. So if you wanted to be a hero, villain, or a zombie, or let's say a horror type person.
The first choice for me in anything is a villain. Villains have way more fun. And if done correctly, the villain is the most compelling character, in my opinion, because they don't believe that what they're doing is bad.
Yeah.
It's just their character. I'd be a walker on The Walking Dead in a heartbeat if that opportunity ran across my face. But in anything I do, I gravitate towards the villains, so I'd be a villain.
I have to say me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I mean, anybody could be a good guy, but
Wait, what would the Lion King be without Scar?
right. Well, he'd be alive. Well, I mean, his dad would be alive, but not only that, but I mean,
Mufasa needed to go, man. It was time for regime change.
Yo, you got to go. This kid got to grow up.
Yeah, somebody's got to be around here, man.
Off the cliff with your ass. Bye.
Right.
Walking
when
Dead.
DJ Khaled's son gets older, it's going to be time for Khaled to step aside.
Yeah,
Let Assad run the empire.
It's just like a lot of people believe that, on The Walking Dead, that, the bad guy is technically not the bad guy. He's the good guy. The Negan is not a bad guy. That Rick attacks his people.
That's a whole different podcast. You
Yeah.
can't get into that.
So it's just like, I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, no, JDM's an amazing guy, but what's on the screen is not. I'm a comic fan, and I get slammed for this all the time at Walker Stalker's podcast and my podcast. JDM is a fantastic guy. He's a great actor. I love what he's doing on the screen, but that's not my Negan.
No, I was just going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
I was just going to say the same thing. So, I mean, yeah, he does a great job, but he's not the
Yeah.
comic. He's not the comic book Negan.
No. Nope.
But, yeah, I think, let me see. That. Oh, it's in the news that Michael Kudlitz is going to be back. He's been back on set, and that he's directing one of the episodes this season.
Oh yeah.
Do you think him directing an episode? This is Linda, by the way. She wants to know: do you think him directing an episode of season 9? Do you think his experience and him being on set could bring a new nuance to the series? Like
He's not writing it,
He's
which is
directing
unfortunate.
it,
But I think I've known Cutlets for years. My first panel I ever did with Walker Stalker was Abraham's Army. And I have known him forever, and he's an amazing guy. Super intelligent, hilarious. We've had quite a few laughs, both appropriate and inappropriate, on stage. That's the one thing, man, I would love to make a show about the real conversations that go up on those stages. But I think when he directs, anything he touches turns to gold. So I think you will see a definite difference of quality in whatever Cutlets directs.
All right. And here's our last question for you, and then we will let you fly with the wind, my friend.
Sweet.
You wake up
like a Far Cry to play.
You wake up tomorrow, and the Z-Pac is taking place. How long do you live for?
I go all the way, bro. Me? I got plans. My plans got contingency plans. I got melee weapons in every room. I know exactly where I'm going. I know exactly who I'm bringing. I'm living forever, man. I don't sweat that.
All right.
I welcome it.
Every morning I wake up and I just look out my window and I'm like, no one's dead yet. I'm like,
right?
I'm just gonna
Why aren't there dead people in my neighborhood?
Just gonna go to work. Fuck it.
Yeah, man. I'll live forever, man. It'll be a good time. I'll find you. You take care of us.
You're going a distance, and and that's the thing. He put me on the spot when we were. He put me on the spot when we were in Chicago. He goes, "What does beast mode mean to you?" And I'm like, "Oh, you son of a..."
Yeah, but how are you gonna have your own company insurance and you don't have an answer for that out of your back pocket?
I mean, I do, but I did not want to be cliche. All right. Because everyone always asks, what does beast mode mean? Because the acronym and all that stuff and everything. And, every week when these people show up and they want to, be here and do this with us, I always say, and I said the same thing there, it's a family and it's an alliance. And when I first started this 2.5, 3 years ago, we based it upon, it was a survival podcast, basically. It was what would you do? How long would you kind of, go for kind of thing. So, when we started doing the T-shirts things and we made it, Big East Alliance Zombie Team is just, So we used to always say, if shit hits the fan, we're an alliance, we'll come find you. So, we're all in it together. Just put on your shirt and we'll find you.
I got it, bro. I'm there. I'm wearing it. Come find you if shit goes down. I think that I think what you guys are doing is phenomenal, and I could tell. One thing I love about not only the word but the actual ideal of passion. I love passion because you can feel passion, and that's something you can't put a price on it. You can't put it in your hand. You can't hold it, but you can feel it. And when I met you guys, I felt that passion, and I absolutely love it. And I think you got a good thing going, man. And I'm honored that I got to step in here for a little bit.
We appreciate your time. We really do.
Yeah, man, seriously, thank you.
We did make a vlog of Chicago. I'll send it to you because you definitely get a decent amount of FaceTime in there.
Sweet.
Yeah. So I'll send it to you too. You can check that out as well. And when I find that picture, I'll definitely send it to you with your code on.
Yeah, I want to see that. And everybody can follow me. I don't know if you're going to do my plugs. You do my plugs? Should I not do it?
No, go ahead. I did them before. You want me to do them? Go ahead. You do them.
Nah, I'll do them. Everybody can follow me on Twitter @RealDaveSolo. There are imposters. The person that has @DaveSolo, he's like a 60-year-old dude who hasn't tweeted since 2012. So that guy, man, just give that shit up. Enough is enough. But you can follow me @RealDaveSolo, Walker Nation @Walker Nation, the Pop 10 the Real Pop 10, and you can get Walker Nation in the Pop 10. It's the Pop number 10. Yep. You can get those podcasts now on Spotify, on iTunes, on Google Play, on Spreaker, on Stitcher, on Podbean. We're everywhere, so you can get all of them there. And the YouTubes are just the respective names as well. So subscribe, follow, and have a good time.
Absolutely.
Maybe after this, Dave will follow me.
Just you?
Yeah.
Why?
He follows you.
Don't worry about that.
Dude, you know what you do? I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to have fun with this one. You could do what a lot of background actors on famous shows do to get your attention. Just unfollow me and follow me until you get my attention, because you'll do that on a daily basis.
That just sounds
so
a
just
little
unfollow me,
desperate.
follow me, and then when you get my attention, I'll hit it.
That just sounds a little desperate. I don't know.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm used to it. It's cool.
I can't wait until we get to the point where someone thinks that they want to be us. That's where I'm waiting for.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
No,
we all want to be Brandon Davis, though, don't we? That's who we all want to be.
I guess. I just want someone to pretend to be us. I'll be like, dude, that's so fucking... Why?
Yeah. It is what it is. Nobody wants to be me. Trust me. Nobody wants to be me right now. Because I'm all out of Death Wish coffee, folks, which you need to drink because it's amazing.
See, there's the last one. That's the last one for you, sir.
I'll take it.
All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Dave, thank you for being here with us. Give us one second as soon as we sign off from here. Everybody, we'll be back next week. Pretty sure it'll be Wednesday. Yeah, should be Wednesday next week. It's a tentative. We have someone tentatively scheduled. I'll let you know as things get, better with that situation. Other than that, peace out, be safe, and don't forget to go follow this man and check out what he's doing. Because I do it. You should do it because he does a lot of cool stuff. That's what he does. He does cool stuff. I want to do cool stuff. Stuff and
do cool stuff. But it's all going to start at Universal Orlando. So go to universalorlando.com right now to book your vacation.
There it is. Bang. All right, everybody. Peace out.
Last second plug.
Good night. Thank you for being here. And if we didn't get to all your questions, I apologize. Ask them online.
We should have one of those signs that says quiet on this, on set.
Flashes.
Yeah.
No one speak yet. No one speak.